Going. We're live.
Going
It's
live?
I was like, it's so dark. What's going on? Hi, everybody.
Hello. Oh, because we don't have all of our lights on. Nice.
that better?
Oh, that looks great. That looks really good.
Look at that.
Good morning, everybody.
So bright. Oh, the self tanner is like all over the place today.
Is it?
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
think it looks good.
Thank you.
I got no self tanner on. Look at this little vampire over here.
Look beautiful, a beautiful vampire.
Right?
Yeah, right?
Pale is pale.
That's well said.
Pale is
hey,
beautiful.
Fachette, Shy T, hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, how are y'all doing today? Or good afternoon.
Get your coffee, your tea, your water.
Water. We should call this at this point coffee and water because
I
I drink coffee, you drink water. What are y'all drinking?
But we're spilling the tea.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. All right, so y'all know the deal. This is
Sorry, I got your
no, that's fine. This is Coffee and Tea. We're just talking about love, live, living.
Ooh, I think I got lipstick on my. Oh well, it's fine.
Where?
Do I have lipstick on my lip? Up here.
Oh, I think that's where it goes.
No.
I'm positive. That's why they call it that, I think.
Good morning, Kelly.
Kelly, hello.
Yeah, if you're new, Coffee and Tea, thanks, Kelly Goff, live is about love and relationships.
Yeah, we're just kind of diving into topics, kind of podcast style, interactive. We all go together. Doing better, just finishing school finals. Woof, Shy. School finals. I do not.
That sounds terrible.
I do not envy you on that. I apologize for my very
sending you lots
real
of love.
Response. Yes, 100%.
Man, oh man, did that stress me out?
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm pretty excited about today, just because
today's a fun one, you guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it light, but it might, depending.
It's us.
Yeah.
It tends to waver back and forth. Today we're talking about our favorite Christmas movies and why. And I feel like that's a huge part of love just because it's a huge part of our holiday traditions. Like that's so important.
Pretty much every single night of the month of December, we are watching our favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah. Or November and December. Anytime past October 31st. It's pretty much Christmas stuff for us. Should we go in any particular order, or I guess we could go in we'll save the big ones for last. Okay. Like the Home Alones, the Elves, the Santa Clauses, like those, and why we love them. So today we want to talk about them, but also why we love them, just because that was a huge part of us coming together and falling in love was knowing and talking about not just what movies we liked, but watching these movies with each other. Because I didn't know. We're going to talk about it later, but I didn't know Home Alone was a Christmas movie. That was something that entirely
And I was like, what?
Yeah, I think she literally did that. She was very, very annoyed and upset with me during that. But yeah, so I'd say we start at you introduced me to the movie Love Actually. With all the movies we talk about, I would love to know whether or not you guys dig them, why, what your favorite part is. Let's go in.
Yeah, put in your favorite parts. That would be cool.
Yeah, and if you're here later and you're not on the live, throw it down in the comments below, so we can look for those parts next time we watch it. Which Love Actually, we actually
haven't watched this year yet.
We haven't. We've saved it.
We're saving it
because it's a lot. That
you have to be emotionally prepped to go there.
But from the very beginning.
Yes.
From the very beginning of Love Actually.
I think Love Actually has the most beautiful intro of pretty much any movie I can think of. Not beautiful, but you're immediately just taken in by the song, by the Heathrow Airport, what they're saying, the overdub of what he's saying.
That voiceover is incredible. And it's really, really true. I love the way they describe it. I absolutely love that intro. If you don't know it, I wish I could throw it up here.
I know.
And post.
Go watch Love Actually if you don't know what we're talking about. And get a box of tissues and a bottle of wine, because you just
from the very start, it's done really, really well.
And I think it's the ultimate relationship movie, Christmas movie. Like it's one of those movies that has like, you know, a bajillion different relationships all tied together, and then somehow at the end it like all connects.
Well, it was the original one.
It was the original
It was the
one,
first
right?
one that took a bunch of different storylines and put them all together in one thing of, this is how all of these people connect. This is how all of these stories intertwine. We are called? One big, I don't know.
Like basically what This Is Us is sort of like,
in a way,
series in a way, like, and then it all comes together and like all the,
I could see that.
I just love it though. I love each and every storyline.
Well, I love that yes, because it tackles a lot of different types of relationships. And one of the things that we talk about on here all the time, obviously this channel is about love. It's about helping you find the love you deserve. And one of the things that I dig so much about that movie is that it looks at relationships from a bunch of different perspectives, right? And it gives you the opportunity to communicate about kind of what's going on within those, whether it's a stepfather and a child whose, you know, mom has passed, whether it's a relationship that's falling apart, it's affairs, whether it's like just there's so many, whether it's new relationships, you know, pining for somebody, wanting them, and not, like it's friendships. It's just across the board. I think it tackles, for two people that are obsessed with love, it's obviously something that we all really, really dig.
I'm obsessed. I think within that though, do you have a favorite? I mean, it's hard. I don't have a favorite storyline within it because I love them all so much. You do have a favorite?
No, I agree. I mean, I think I would guess what yours is.
I have a couple top ones, and they're not all happy. Some of them are just strictly happy relationships in Love Actually. I think when she went, so there's one storyline.
If you haven't seen much away. I would not. If you haven't seen Love Actually, go watch it. There is a storyline that expresses love that is certainly not in a. There's a couple of storylines that express love through action. That is not. It's not happy, joy. And we actually just talked about this last night. I wrote a piece that we'll be putting up. Check out Instagram later today. Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, and I think I'll have it on mine as well. But we wrote a little thing about what love isn't. What love is not, and what this storyline is true, genuinely true love. And remember, love is not always romantic. Love is not always easy. Love is not always just.
Love is not always easy. Maybe that's the main thing I think Love Actually gets across so well.
Yes.
True love is not
easy
at all.
No.
And sometimes it doesn't like come to fruition in the way that you dream it to or imagine it to. But there's like an honesty and such a humanity that they like, I don't know, that they just do such a good job of putting on the screen.
Yeah.
I love it. Sorry.
Completely
getting
agree.
All these Amazon delivered.
Everything's coming through.
Everyone.
Aishwarya, we're talking about Love Actually right now. But today we are talking about all of our favorite holiday movies and why, especially from, you know, the perspective of this thing that we love to do together, which is
watch
Christmas movies. But specifically when we stop working, like for the day, for the last couple of nights, I've been making my homemade eggnog from scratch, which is ridiculous. So good.
And I think this year you finally perfected it.
Yes.
Like fully perfected it. If you've never made homemade eggnog from scratch, you should try it.
It's so good. Maybe we'll make it on like a live or something at some point, or I don't know.
Yeah, we were gonna try to do it.
We were gonna try and do it on Sunday, but like on the past Sunday, which may have been useful.
Is next Tuesday a work day? Should we have one midday?
Yeah, let's maybe take a day. It's 2 days before Christmas Eve.
Oh.
That's a thing, right?
Maybe we'll just make a video out of it.
Yeah, who knows? So, Pachette. Okay, you know what? It's amazing.
I'm shocked you don't make this in house. You make everything in house. Well, it's the one thing we have up on you.
Yes. Okay. So either way, that is your favorite storyline has to deal with love that is not easy and is not.
Yeah, it's just really beautiful. Also, like witnessing their pain on screen and how they work through that. I mean, it's so hard to watch some of it, but it is the most beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, it shows also that the thing, I think if we were to pick like our favorite movie about love in general, I think we're kind of discovering that it's Love Actually.
I think you're right.
Because it also talks about the intersection between, or deals with the intersection between family and romance and career and children and like husband, like marriage.
Marriage and death and new life. And like it covers everything.
It covers a lot. Like a lot.
Actually, if you love Love Actually, put it in the comments.
Yes. All right. So
what's your next one? What do you think
I think another one that does a great job of talking about love in general, especially with regards to that intersection of family and personal like relationships is The Family Stone.
Oh, The Family Stone.
The Family Stone and Meet the Coopers. Like those two are very similar in that sense.
You guys, Meet the Coopers is my new favorite one.
Yeah. Like, well, it's because they have the little song about the foxes with the.
Okay, the soundtrack is amazing. I mean, does anything ever get better than Diane Keaton? Period. No.
I mean, just in general.
Like the answer is no.
No.
And it's just the greatest new Christmas movie within the last 5 years that I can think of.
I mean, Steve Martin is the voice of a dog who's narrating the whole thing. Right. So I don't feel like you can get better than.
It's just so
the
good.
Cast is incredible.
And it's one of those large family Christmas stories, which has like a ton of different like themes running through it. And then it all ties together. Yeah. And it's each of those individual stories is so beautiful and heartbreaking, but it is worth every tear that comes out of your face.
You're talking about Meet the Coopers.
Meet the Coopers.
Right.
But oh my gosh, but also a Diane Keaton
Family
Stone. Oh, and again, same thing. Big family
coming together, ton of different themes. And they tackle, I mean, everything. There's a deaf character. There's,
it's
LGBTQIA is represented. Like it is. It is just like, and also love within the family, relationships,
new like relationship
siblings.
Issues.
I mean, all sorts of stuff that is really, really, really good.
Actually, that one is really good too. Yeah, bringing someone new home for the holidays and like different family dynamics and how that one touches on a lot of cool things. The Family Stone. Sarah Jessica Parker at her prime.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, she's pretty incredible. Rachel McAdams is in that. Luke Wilson.
That's right.
It's a great movie.
We should watch that tonight.
All right, let's watch it tonight.
Also, maybe Meet the Coopers. I don't know. I can't.
We'll watch both of them. It's fine.
Family Stone.
We'll see how the rest of the day goes. Because if you need a pick-me-up, go with Meet the Coopers. If you want something
I sob hysterically during Meet the Coopers.
That's true.
You will see why.
That's true. I did forget about that. But I'm just saying, overall, it has the air of something that is more, like the way that it presents itself is a little more
fun.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Oh, and I forgot Ed Helms is also in it.
Ed Helms is in it. Yeah, and so they're in and of itself.
So many great characters.
You're like, oh, it's like but
it's so good.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Obviously, we have to talk about the Home Alone and Home Alone 2, like.
Yes.
Situation as far as Christmas movies go, as far as self-awareness, which is one of the biggest things that we talk about on this channel, like dealing with issues, figuring out yourself, taking care of yourself, and then having, the general theme of Home Alone. I feel like I'm not ruining Home Alone for anybody, but there is something about Home Alone that we need to talk about.
Yeah, and we both agree on this, which I'm so glad that we were talking about it.
Yes. Go back and watch Home Alone. There's two things that you need to kind of reconcile. One is, what does Peter McAllister do for work that he can afford that gigantic home and take a family of 20
all over the world
to Paris, and then like, just what is he doing?
Right.
I think John the other night on the live said he is part of the Chicago mob, which makes sense.
That could make sense.
Like, let's just be honest. And the other thing is,
this is more important.
This is way more important. What a bunch of assholes.
I have always had a problem with McAllisters because Kevin is such a great kid and they blame everything on him, and he's the baby, and Buzz is an asshole.
A total asshole.
And
Uncle Frank would get punched in the fucking mouth.
If you talk to my kids like that,
I would lose my shit.
Out the door.
Are you serious? Like,
the worst. And let's be fully, like, you left your baby at home. Like,
and I get it, it's part of the premise of the movie, so we're not trying to like go in too hard, but the reason you left him there is because you ignored him and blamed him for a bunch of things while ignoring the actions of all of the other children who were just shitting on him the whole time. And instead of paying attention to any of that, you were just like, God, you get out of here. Everybody's happy. And then say things like, everybody's happy when you're not around, essentially.
Right.
Like,
it's horrible.
There's 15 people in this house and nobody has a problem except for you.
And you're like,
to this child.
Treated me like shit.
Like, what?
I don't know.
No, but thank you.
I thought Kevin and I were, because we are roughly like the same age in life. And when the movie came out, like, I think we were the same age as Kevin. So I thought Kevin and I were going to get married and like be best friends. And I would like plan our adventures together. Like, that was part of my fantasy.
Well, I'm very thankful you did, because we have great adventures together.
Right.
All because you're
my real life Kevin.
I'm your real life Kevin. Yeah. So,
but I love that, like, you so got on board with me, because I guess technically the movie, I didn't realize, it's not like about Christmas. It just happens to take place around Christmas.
It's like Die Hard.
But a little bit more, because it involves more presents and like ice skating and stuff, right?
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Okay, we're gonna watch it then. I need you to explain it to me a little more.
It's an action movie that takes place at Christmas.
Okay.
So it's very similar.
Okay.
Very similar.
I get that.
It's like if Kevin grew up and used the same skills. Wow. Okay, I've got a video. I'm going to put up a video on my other channel.
He would be Die Hard?
I feel like I may be able to tie these together where Kevin grows up.
Oh, God.
And
I don't know if we have enough time to do this video.
Yeah, no, absolutely not, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
So keep an eye out on my other channel, Colt Prattis, for that.
And Home Alone 2, let me just quickly touch on. Watch them in order if you don't know what we're talking about. But Home Alone 2, if you've ever lived in New York, wanted to go to New York, love New York, man, is it just like so nostalgic and incredible? It's
incredible. We happened to be there last week working on this project, the big project. And we were there working on it. And we were like, we have to watch it now. Like,
while we're here.
We have to. And that was the first time we've done it. Yeah. It's the first time that we've done it out of order.
Yes.
But we had a stunning view of the New York City skyline. And we were like, oh, we're here watching this movie. It really does, and we're very big on themes and those things.
And it's just so beautiful. Like the Twin Towers are in it. Like, I mean, certain things that you're like, oh my gosh, like it's just such a beautiful movie. Especially
if you've ever been to New York, or if you ever want to go to New York, or if you've lived in New York, like it gets it right. It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. I
will tell you, when you land at JFK, you do not see that view of the city. They are sitting in Jersey taking that view. But other than that.
And also I still don't know where they are in that shot. I feel like that's a green screen shot.
Do you think it might be?
I don't know of any airport that has a view of New York City.
No. Oh no, that's what I mean. Like, it's just, they just plopped in
from
Jersey a view. But I promise you, when you land at the airport, don't be discouraged.
No, that's just some building.
Yeah.
That had windows that looked like an airport terminal.
But the view does look like that from New Jersey.
Oh my God.
And it's beautiful.
It's really pretty. But that movie, okay, so that leads us directly into, in my opinion, into Elf, just because it's another New York City. So that one,
Elf is probably your top 3, right?
Hands down,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Top
Well,
2
just
maybe.
because I think it's incredible. So I think the best part about that, and also we didn't talk about in Home Alone and Home Alone 2, one of the things that I love is that he delves in, like they delve into, okay, here's a cool thing, especially in Home Alone. We were watching it one day, and it was the first time that I like watched it through like a movie lover's eyes and wanted to see, like, are there any secret things? Like, what is the director? Obviously, there's foreshadowing, all of those basic things. But if you look, the old man, the shovel slayer, he has his hand damaged when they're in the pharmacy. And over the course of it, as he heals, as Kevin heals, as that love happens and grows, they show like 4 more shots of it slowly healing every time he comes into contact with Kevin. And at the end of the movie, when he is with his family again, you see him wave with specifically that hand, and it is now totally healed, because it goes into these kind of things, these, these themes of, well, when do we forgive those that we've been in these arguments with? Why are we holding on to this anger? What's really going on? And it's just, I fucking love it. And in the second one, he also befriends an older person, and an older woman, like
homeless, not homeless.
Yeah, it's just a cool thing to learn these tiny actions that lead to these beautiful grand moments. Now, yes, it is a movie. No child should be befriending homeless people in Central Park covered in pigeons. However,
it is a beautiful.
It is really, really great. And that, like I was saying, leads to Elf, which, yes, is one of my favorite movies for so many reasons.
Was brilliant because it was the first Christmas movie that tied in all the other Christmas movies.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it's amazing for so many reasons, but like when you watch Elf, if you watched all the other ones, you're like, oh my gosh, that's from Rudolph, and that's from, it's so
Santa
great.
Claus is coming to town, and that's from the heat miser and the snow miser and the narwhal. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, obviously the cast is incredible. It takes place in New York. Gimbel's is not a real store, just in case. Also, back to Home Alone, Angels with Filthy Souls, the movie that he watches, and in the second one, Angels with Even Filthier Souls. Those were movies that they're not classic movies. They filmed those for Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
That made them look like
classic movies, but people apparently are constantly still looking for, because they think it's a real movie. I really wish that they would have secretly made another, a movie that you could go watch and be like, oh my God.
Maybe I'll make it.
Maybe. I think those actors are past their prime. Oh, bye, Megan.
Bye, Megan.
So
back to Elf.
Back to Elf. So let's talk about the themes of love that run throughout that. Obviously, oh my God, Santa!
Right.
The passion, the pure, unmitigated joy and bliss that comes along with watching Elf, because it really delves into what Christmas is about as far as the love, the feelings. But, and this goes back to the thing that we wrote today, Elf, he's not in love with Christmas just because he is an elf or raised by elves. He loves what they're taught, which is that the best feeling is giving and sharing love and doing it through actions.
Yeah.
Gonna be a theme.
Yeah.
For life.
I mean, Buddy is the ultimate shower of love. He's
the ultimate doer of
love.
He doesn't show. Yes, I get what you're saying, but he doesn't just yes,
he does.
I know what you're saying. Yes, shower of love. I'm so sorry. I was thinking of it showing, look, I love you. Ah.
Well, Buddy, you know what? Buddy, his love language is taking care of people. Yes. So he will do all of these grand gestures in
the
his
rocking horse.
Right. Even though he'll destroy the house.
Yeah.
He'll like, I remember when my favorite thing is the spaghetti.
Obvious. Oh,
he's like, I made you lunch. And he puts the spaghetti with like
the maple syrup
in the bag.
It's so good.
It's so good.
But also just like knowing Santa's coming and he stays overnight to build this whole thing. And when they're like, wait, who did this? It's like, I did it. And they're like, well, wait, you stayed here all night to do this? And he's like, yeah. And it's just Santa. It's just such a like, and I think that moment is so easily transferable into, wait, you did all of this for me? Like, yeah, I love you.
Right. Like without question.
It's just, and it's not, tell me how much you like it. It was just like, yeah, this is awesome, right? Like, I love this. This is so cool. I love doing this. I love, like, there's just so much to be unpacked there.
What is such a romantic, at its core, love scene, or the few scenes where he takes Zoe on the date, right? And so this elf from the North Pole has like no money, basically, doesn't know anything about New York City, doesn't know about romance, just is like, she's so pretty, like I want to, and the younger brother is coaching this grown man elf like how to take her on a date. And like at its core, he just is doing these thoughtful things that he thinks that maybe she would like, and they're the most ridiculous things. It's like
takes her to a diner for the world's best cup of coffee, goes, but this is the thing.
But
that's the thought. He's just like, oh my God, I found this thing.
I want to show
just the fact that he runs into that diner and screams, congratulations, everybody.
Right.
You did it.
If you know New York, it pretty much like, especially back at that time, like every cup of coffee at every diner said like world's best coffee. Like, I don't even know why that was a thing.
But it's just like when Santa says the thing about Ray's Pizza. Like,
right.
The original, everybody says they're the original is on, and like those kind of things. But the point being, how great to have so much passion, not that you ran in there to do anything, to be like, I have to try this coffee, but to run in just to be like, oh my God, you did it.
Right.
Congratulations. And then to leave. Like that, the fact that they hit those parts, that was the thing, the ultimate shower of love, the ultimate doer. That was what makes Buddy the Elf so great. Not that he is just like that and Will Ferrell,
but he's so honest, and he also is not afraid to and he's not afraid to bring like his childhood self to the relationship, which is what we talk about all the time. Like, be kids together,
be childish,
remember that magic when they're running in what is that, the carousel door.
Oh, yeah.
When you're a little kid and your parents are like, stop doing that, and you just want to keep running, like,
they have a scene
door. The revolving door, that's what it's called.
And he like pukes and then goes back in.
He's
and
like,
then he takes
so
her
fun
to show her, like, that's part of the date. He's like, this.
He's like, have you ever done this? And it's like the cutest thing ever, because our best memories are when we do stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's what I remember. I was at West Side, or we were at West Side.
Yeah.
And I went in after our day off. It was a Tuesday, and Sam and I were in the dressing room, one of our castmates, and it was after we had gone to IKEA. And if you don't know about this, you can check out our love story up in the upper right corner. Like, we talk about this in one of the episodes. But we went on this just day journey to like Target and then to IKEA, and it happened to be this incredible thing, but nothing incredible happened other than the double rainbow.
Right.
Like,
that sounds like not an incredible date, like just going to IKEA and Target.
But that was the point. And that's what I said to him. I was like, I had an incredible day. And he was like, oh my God, well, what'd you do? And I was like, nothing. Ange and I went to IKEA. And he was like, okay.
Right.
That's cute. But like, what?
But you and I, we like managed to have fun in like a box.
Well, but see, this is the thing. And this is what I love about Elf. And this is why Elf is one of my favorite movies in general, because it explores that aspect of the thoughtfulness, the level of thoughtfulness to have true love, to have the love you deserve. It definitely is at that level, in the sense of you have to listen. You do. And it shouldn't even be presented, my mistake, as you have to do this or you have to do this. But if you listen, if you pay attention, if you're willing to go above and beyond, if you're willing to make the sacrifices of your time and your energy, you will receive the love you deserve in some form or fashion, and it very likely will not come the way that you expect it to. But I absolutely love that so much, and I think that they got Christmas and the holiday season right.
They got it right.
That feeling that we get from certain songs or from certain movies or from certain gifts. Sorry, I burped. Like giving somebody a certain gift. I absolutely love it.
I think my favorite theme too is that throughout all the storylines within Elf and everyone like
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. I love you. Everyone comes back to that inner child, and isn't that like so much of what Christmas is about too? Like coming back to that inner child and like embracing that and like being vulnerable. Like they all are like relearning to be kids.
Yeah,
like all the adults in that movie, and it's so beautiful.
And it doesn't mean being immature. It means being childish. Like occasionally
remembering the magic.
Yes,
and the simplicity.
Yeah, you should be. Like I'll always go back to quoting her just because I tend to read it so much, but. Stella Adler says something like, I want you to be wise, mature, and a grown child at 95. Like, I want you to be able to access your child.
Man, that's a goal. Wise, mature, and childish.
Like, that's being able to have that light in you.
Yeah.
And accept those things. Like, come on now. I'm so in love with that.
But that's the goal. I mean, that's love's goal. It's unlearning, because like we have sort of trained out of ourselves to allow ourselves to go there.
Yes.
You know, and so I think like we have to unlearn and relearn love through our child eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
Well, let's be honest, there's a freedom of loving that we have as kids. There's kind of a wild abandon, whether it's loving or just things in general. Yeah. When you haven't learned that things can go south, you're totally fine to just be like, fuck it, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm all
here's
the way
my
in.
whole heart.
Now, granted, there's an aspect of learning and paying attention to certain things. If you have patterns that are built in, obviously you want to pay attention to those. But yeah, I just think it's really cool.
Do you want to go to the comments?
Yeah, let's go in there.
Go on for a second.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. T said, I always wondered how Peter McAllister could afford that big house in Home Alone. I feel sorry for Kevin for being left behind. I know. It's the best movie.
Yes. Hold on. Fitchette said Jingle All the Way is another Christmas movie, which is awesome. Now, is Jingle All the Way?
I'm gonna look that
Jingle
up.
All the Way is the Arnold Schwarzenegger one where and Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think, are going after a Christmas toy that was left behind, or like it's like Christmas Eve and there's only one Christmas doll. Yeah.
You guys, I've never heard of this movie.
Yeah.
Should I watch it?
Yeah, I used to watch this quite a bit. We'll have to watch it.
We should watch it.
Hey, Claire.
Hey, Claire.
All right, what else do we have? We have oh yes, Muppets Christmas Carol. We need to get into that one. I've been saying that I love A Christmas Carol. There's a couple of them. I'm not a big fan of Scrooged because we went back and watched it and I was like, you know what? Scrooge. I wasn't super into it.
But I love the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol. I really do. It is done
really, really well.
Yes.
I'm just gonna move this.
Granted, Christmas Carol is kind of, I mean, it's a dark story anyway, but like
I like it.
It's dark and beautiful, but like I love the Jim Carrey one.
Yes.
They did such a good job.
I think they did a great job of that one. I think Muppet Christmas Carol is probably going to be absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So we'll have to catch up on, we've got a week of Christmas carols. Now there is a one that I think we talked about this on The Refinery. If you're new here, The Refinery is the show that happens on Fridays. You can check it out up here in the corner. But this, it's not, we already did it, but it's coming out this Friday. This Friday's Refinery, we talk about Arthur Christmas. which is one of my favorite, absolute favorite. So all of the ones that I say are my favorite are in the top 5, just because they're kind of revolving for different reasons. Arthur Christmas, though, is absolutely insane. Thank you for marking down that time code. It's so smart. If you haven't seen it, watch it now.
Arthur Christmas. It's definitely, I guess I said Meet the Coopers, but Arthur Christmas came out in the last
few years.
No, I think it's been out for like 10 years actually.
It's incredible.
It's great.
And the cast is incredible. Bill Nye, James McAvoy, Hugh Laurie. Like, it's an incredible take on what Christmas is, how it happens now, and also what it really is about, what Santa Claus is really about versus the image. Yeah. It's just really incredible. And also how much goes into it. It's really well done. I love it.
It also, like, I like that through my kids' eyes. I'm like, how technically does it happen? And they give a great explanation of how Santa Claus delivers all those gifts.
Yes.
It's great.
Also, if you have seen it, then you'll understand this reference, but there's an elf who is a gift wrapping elf who says 3 bits of sticky tape. If it takes you more than 3 bits of sticky tape to wrap a gift, you're doing it wrong. I do not understand that. That is insane. That is magic. And I don't get it.
Technically, I could see how that.
I'm assuming like fold it over one
and then
the 2 sides, 1.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's possible. I'm just saying. I wrapped your gift the other day, and it took at least 8 or 9 pieces of sticky tape.
Really?
Yeah.
You already wrapped my gift?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're ahead of schedule.
Way ahead.
I haven't wrapped yours.
Do you even have mine? How dare us? Let's go back to the comments. Kelly. See, Claire, you've seen it. Fichette's seen it. That's what I'm talking about.
Claire, it's in your neck of the woods.
My siblings and I watch the first 2 Home Alones every Christmas. It's tradition. We were so obsessed with the pranks and the booby traps growing up. My sister actually tried to pull a brick up in a tree.
Oh my God.
Attached to a rope. Needless to say, it backfired and landed on her head. Hospital with stitches, blood everywhere, but we still laugh about it. Well, as long as she's okay, I'm also going to laugh about it.
There's some video review that you were saying, like, these robbers would have been, like,
they would have died so many times. They would have bled out. They would have been broken. They would have been internal bleeding, hemorrhaging, like all sorts of.
And I love that they keep getting so injured. And as a kid, you just, like, pee your pants laughing.
Yes.
Like, it's so funny that these guys are, like, dying, basically.
Yeah, there's a video that I'll throw a link below in the description box. Can you put that just for me to try and find it? That tackles the real world like ramifications of these things that Kevin, the apparent Green Beret, does. And it breaks down what these injuries would actually be and result in. And they would have lasted like 2 to 3 minutes. But here, another relationship. Both of them.
Oh yeah, the robbers.
Their relationship to each other, their loyalty, their love for each other when they see each other get hurt. Like, right. It's so cute. Like, they just did such a great job. That movie is fantastic.
It's really, really good.
Polar Express.
Polar Express. You're right, Claire. Oh, talk about sob your eyeballs out. It's so beautiful.
That one's one of those where just the magic of it. It's
also like I love how they kept the simplicity almost.
Yes.
And just it's such a beautiful spectacle almost. And then the message is obviously beautiful, but I think they did a really good job from book to movie with that one.
Yeah.
Man.
And yes, Kelly, Harry and Marv.
Yes, Harry.
We were watching it the other day.
Because I'm obsessed with Marv, obviously.
Yeah.
I love when Marv gets his little Marv hat beanie all burnt, and that bald spot when he pulls it out of the snow and it's like sizzling.
Although, you know what we learned the other day?
What?
When he reaches for that handle. What I do have to see is, and Kelly, maybe you'll know this, You know how he has the M on his hand because he's at the McAllister's house, and Kevin puts the hot iron of some sort on the door. I don't know what
that thing is. Yeah.
The original curling iron.
Oh.
And he reaches on. If you look, like once he puts his hand in the snow, there's an M, and it's ba 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 ba, right along the fingers. Except when he reaches to grab the door, he does this, which means the M would go ba 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 ba. Now that is a little continuity issue. Script supervisor for Home Alone. I'm just saying.
You're welcome.
Next time.
I love that.
What I do want to know though is in Home Alone 2, when he looks at his hand, is it this way? Is it this way? Is it this way?
This year because we watched 2 first. We should.
I might have to watch it again.
Yeah.
You never know. I could watch it again.
That's actually very funny that you picked that up.
Also, we definitely always eat cheese pizzas while watching Home Alone.
Oh, it's very
like local
themed.
Cheese pizzas.
We said this on Sunday if you missed it, but yeah, like you have to go a local cheese pizza and you have to get like a microwavable mac and cheese.
Now this did not go well. I ate way too much. I think I had 3 rounds of eggnog, and then I ate the entire pizza.
Yeah.
Some of the gingerbread.
Right.
And the box of mac and cheese, the family size mac and cheese.
Right.
I wouldn't recommend it.
It's like satisfyingly disgusting.
Yes.
But it works with the movie. We love a good themed night.
Oh God.
If you ever and also this is not a Christmas movie, but we watch it in the season, is The Hobbit.
Yes, because they always came out every year
around
at Christmas time.
Right.
And for those 3 years that they came out in sequential order, we happened to be out in LA, and we would always go to the Grove and
watch it.
And we would always go see it in theaters when movie theaters were a thing. And
man, the next time we go to a movie theater, I think I'm gonna cry.
Oh, hands down. Well, going to the movies is one of my favorite experiences.
Yeah.
We went to the drive-in and saw Tenet last time we were in Georgia, and while that was not a good movie to see at a drive-in, it was still like just the beginning of getting close to that experience. I absolutely love being in a movie theater. It's one of my favorite parts of touring.
Yeah.
Either way.
What was I saying though?
I'm not sure.
I forgot I lost my train.
That's all right.
I lost my train. Have you seen Nativity?
No.
I don't think so.
We'll have to write that
Is
down.
That new? Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
The Holiday Calendar. It's another one we need to check out.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you haven't seen it and you want to know about true love at Christmas, you need to check out A Snow White Christmas, available on Ion.
I think it was a great movie. This was Colt's first Christmas movie, only Christmas movie
so far.
But
I'm definitely going to do more.
It's your typical cheesy Hallmark movie, and it's lovely. I love it.
Really is all of those things. Kelly, we were all separated this year because of COVID and won't be getting together. We have plans to all watch it together over FaceTime. I love that. I'll have to keep an eye out for the hand. Please do. And because we used to do this a lot when I was touring with Pink, we would do these dates, FaceTime dates.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that you have like where you can see them, but you're going to mute them because otherwise you'll be hearing it through their TV and your TV. I don't know.
But then you can do like the wave and everyone presses pause.
Yeah. And then you know you're in the same general spot. The holiday, not forgetting the holiday, Love Actually, and It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
yes, Claire, we started the episode talking about Love Actually and how much we actually love it.
We're obsessed
the
with Love Actually.
holiday.
It's like the ultimate relationship.
Hey, Tim. How you doing, man?
Hey, Tim. The holiday, the Cameron Diaz, Jack Black. Who else we got in there? Kate Winslet.
Jude Law. Jude Law.
I mean, that is also like a cheesy Christmas movie, but it's such a good movie.
I mean, I love anything with Jack Black, that especially where he's not doing traditional Jack Black.
Yeah, he's not. He's actually like
he's just
wonderful.
So lovely.
And I mean, come on. Like Cam looks great. Kate Winslet. It's so good. And that little house,
adorable.
Like outside of London is so cute.
Yeah.
And her LA mansion. It's just so fun. It's such a fun movie.
Yeah, it's a really, really, really good one. What else? What else are we thinking?
Christmas.
Okay.
The Santa Claus.
Obviously, I wanted to get to the Santa Claus. We're 45 minutes in, so like let's do this.
Let's go there.
So the Santa Claus was something I grew up watching every year with my mom. It was a very, very big deal. It is a very, very big deal. It is one of the movies that we hold off. It's our Home Alone, it's our Elf, it's the Santa Claus, like
till like the week of Christmas we hold out. It's just so magical.
It's incredible.
I also grew up. I mean, that was your favorite movie growing up. I also grew up watching it with my brother like every Christmas. Mine happened to be Home Alone was my like ultimate, but still Santa
I like
Claus.
That we kind of switched back in, but like that being your ultimate has turned into one of my favorites.
Right.
Because we watch it and I can watch you watch it as well.
Right.
And I also love it. But the same thing for the Santa Claus.
I watch it through your eyes and it makes it even better. Yeah.
And you see new things because I have such a passion for it and you have such a passion for it.
Right. I will say though, and this is not relationships, but the you know how we're food themed with the movies.
Yes.
The thing that comes to mind is Judy's hot chocolate. Judy the elf, who is the hottest, apparently, which is weird because she's a child, but they reference this 150-year-old elf or something like that. But she looks good for her age, is what is always a little bit odd, but it's fine.
Right, because you're like, suspension of disbelief.
But she makes this hot chocolate, and it's in this like silver chalice, like, you know, from the old times, medieval times, it looks like. And you imagine what it's going to taste like is that like European sipping chocolate.
Yeah,
that, like,
which is just melted chocolate. And it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. And we've never made it, but one of my girlfriends, every year, every year on tour the last few years, because I was on tour for 3 years. This is the first Christmas I haven't been on tour in a long time. The girls in the dressing room, we always do the 12 drinks of Christmas. So 12 days before Christmas, we have a dressing room drink and everyone takes like
every night after the show. That should be noted.
Not during the show.
SUNY Disney execs.
We are usually prepping during the show, but no one is drinking it. And so after the show, we stay in the dressing room and it's like, the rule is that you have to like do it yourself, have a great theme, and it's like a whole to do. So everyone does a different thing. There's like mulled wine and ciders from scratch and all kinds of things. Yeah. But my girlfriend Lissa makes this hot chocolate in this crock pot, and it's kind of, I had to not look at what was going in because it was a little gross. But it
chocolate,
is
butter,
milk, condensed, like 17 pounds of condensed milk, melted chocolate. It's so thick. It's like you're literally just drinking like a melted candy bar.
Yes.
But it is the greatest thing I have ever had.
Yes.
Possibly in my life. Like that is a hot chocolate. And I would like to try to make it while we're watching Santa Claus this year.
I mean, I think we have to just for.
We have to.
Yeah,
right?
no, I mean, just for emotional health reasons.
Oh, for sure.
Like, also, chocolate is an antihistamine. So.
Right.
You know.
Is that true?
Science.
Oh. Either way. I love that. I love a good hot chocolate. I love the Santa Claus for that reason.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's so many great themes in the Santa Claus.
Well, I love that one thing that I always loved that they dealt with in that was, and over the course of it, is the relationship between a mother and father who are divorced.
Yes.
Because as a child of divorce, like that was something
I didn't even think of that. It probably really touched you in a lot of ways.
100%. It's probably why I'm so close to, or why I immediately resonated with it. Because when the movie starts and he's late picking up, his son and those things. And I remembered those aspects of it, as well as loving all of the magic of it, as well as his love growing as he's understanding so much, and then the son grow. I mean, like the relationship between the mom and the dad, and the stepdad being there, but also those jokes, like, and understanding why they end up talking about why he has such an aversion to Christmas, and it's just so good.
Stepdad, stepdad that hates Christmas over-explains, and he's like a psychologist or something. Neil, what a name.
Neil.
Sorry for names, Neil.
They
just paint
wow.
If
your name
Neil
is Neil,
so,
only
like,
one of us doesn't
40.
like that name. It's a great name. It's very sturdy.
A great name.
It's very quick.
I don't know.
If you're his name is Judge Reinhold, like the actual actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a great name. So it makes up for it. It makes up for that.
just going in on Niels. All right.
Wait, Claire.
Claire, what do you got?
She just said that Die Hard is.
I was just saying that before you signed on.
Is it a Christmas movie?
And okay, so I'm going to do something on the other channel. I hope I can get it out.
Time for it.
I hope I can get it out in time. Well, I'm gonna have to write it first and see. Okay. But I think I can make a video tying together the concept, and this is just a conspiracy theory concept, that in Die Hard that Bruce Willis is actually Kevin McAllister grown up. Think about it. It's a Christmas movie.
Okay.
It's a movie, an action movie that takes place at Christmas where some bad guys are going to do some bad shit, and one person who should not be able to take all of these people takes out all these people. And I think the skill set is very similar. I think Claire, there it is. Yeah, it is. See? Okay. I've got my work laid out for me. I don't know how I'm going to get all this.
I don't know how you're going to get it done. Maybe you just need to do a quick reenactment.
No.
Okay.
Maybe that too. You never know. This is not going to be on Part of Love. This is going to be on the other channel. This is going to be on Colt Pradis.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have videos coming out for y'all later, but this is going to be on there.
Kelly Goff, Bridget Jones. You know what? I never got on the Bridget Jones train. I actually don't even know if I have watched it in its entirety, but I kind of would like to.
Bridget Jones.
And I do remember it starting, it like in the holiday season.
Yeah, I mean, it's got Hugh Grant, so.
I know.
In the 90s.
I know. I do love that. I don't know why I don't remember or why I didn't ever get into it.
Has anybody seen that new Kurt Russell one, The Christmas Chronicles?
Oh, yeah.
Because we have been having a hard time.
Just pulling the trigger on it.
Yeah.
Just because there's so, adding new Christmas movies to your list is so hard because
they got to earn their spot. They got to earn their spot.
And the ones,
Now, I will say this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm embarrassed to say this. Neither one of us, please don't yell, has ever seen It's a Wonderful Life. And year,
not as adults.
No, not as adults.
I definitely remember scenes of it being 10 years old, but yes, I don't remember.
My mom loves It's a Wonderful Life.
I know that I cried as a kid though watching it.
Yes, and I think that's why we're both scared to watch it.
Yes,
but I think we're gonna have to pull the trigger this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the best. Same as
sometimes you got to go towards the pain.
Yeah, you got to understand it.
Yeah, you're right.
Also,
you're right.
Has anybody seen the original Miracle on 34th Street?
Not since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
We should watch it.
We should watch those movies that paved the way.
Yeah.
Love, love, love the Snow White Christmas. Oh, well.
Well,
I wonder if anybody can figure out why. We both watch the Christmas Chronicles with our girls. They like them, but they're more geared for kids, families, I think. Okay, good to know. Okay, good, because we almost started it last night, and then we were like,
not that we're opposed to kid films, but we just have so many on our list.
If it's intentionally geared towards
that's true,
kids.
I really liked. Oh, what was that movie? Noelle. I really liked Noelle.
Oh, that was so
with
good.
Anna Kendrick. I did not expect to like it, and I loved it.
Now, I will say this, a Christmas movie that we watch when we run out of things and don't want to get to the really good things yet, that I don't think properly addresses relationships and things, is Four Christmases.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon.
I mean, I love them both.
And also Robert Duvall's in it.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau is in it. It's
such a great cast.
It's obviously the cast is incredible, but how did we skip the fucking Grinch?
The Grinch!
I mean,
and all the Grinches. Come on. I mean, we tried to watch the oldest Grinch recently, and we were like, how did we get through it as kids? But Jim Carrey, come on. That is the greatest Christmas movie to be made. One of them. It's
incredible. And I think that they did a really great job of going from the original to updating it.
Yes.
To the new update with Benedict Cumberbatch.
The new update is cute.
I hated it when we first saw it. As it started, I was like, fuck this movie.
Well, it's hard because, if you are the Jim Carrey Grinch fan.
But I also wonder about anybody here who watched the original. Did you see Jim Carrey's Grinch and be like,
hated it. You don't know.
Because also Jim Carrey's Grinch, I guess the like on Rotten Tomatoes has like critically acclaimed, but reviewed by people is like 50%.
No. I just think it's the greatest movie at that time that they had made. Like I was dead for it.
Oh, it was incredible. Also,
yeah.
have you seen him do the smile? Like obviously the Grinch smile that he does in the movie, you're like, oh, was that prosthetics? Was that CGI? Nope. That's Jim Carrey's face.
Right.
And he does it in an interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's talking about
with no makeup.
Some parent and child, came up and like, oh, I just introduced him to the Grinch. It was so cool. He loves it so much. And she was like telling her son, this is the man who played the Grinch. And that he was like, what? And that Jim Carrey did the smile. And that the mom was like, oh, dear Lord.
Terrifying.
Oh, my God.
Right.
That's your face.
It's so good. It's so good. And the new Grinch, though, like I think we didn't like it because
in a different way.
It does. It's a little softer in a lot of ways, but it's
a lot softer in a lot of ways. But it's also, I just think it's really well done. It's really fun. It's really pretty. Like
the soundtrack is great.
Soundtrack is really fun.
Great.
Claire, obviously, Nightmare Before Christmas. Like that's what starts it all.
We forget it though because we start our Christmas season right after Halloween.
On October 31st.
We watch
Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's when Christmas starts for us.
Yeah.
We've said it a couple of times on the channel. A tree goes up then because that is when it really like that bridging that gap is just so insane.
Oh
it's
my gosh.
So good.
When that movie came out, it did wonders for the imagination because it really did bridge that gap. Because as a kid, you think like, well, how do all of these like the Easter Bunny and Santa and like it just is so great.
Anything that takes that imagination and runs with it, we're big fans of.
Yeah.
But also, why does Nightmare Before Christmas really work? It works because in an essence, the movie is really focused on this theme of love, right? Mm-hmm. And whether it's I'm tired of this thing that I've been doing for so long. I've kind of lost who I am within it. And then by searching out something else, I discover, wait a second, I am this thing that I think about. I am all of these things, and I have so many exciting ideas. It's just so good. It really is. So
it really is. I guess I always think of that watching it, but you're right. That is such a theme of like, and also like no one can be you but you. Like self-awareness and all of that good stuff.
Getting into it today.
Yeah.
Getting into it today. Okay, let's go in here. Terrible, corny Hallmark Christmas movies and try to guess the plot lines. Turn it into a drinking game. City Slickers, go home and find the true meaning of Christmas. Hold on. City Slickers is a Christmas movie? What?
We got to go back.
I like Hallmark too, Kelly. I watched one recently called The Night Before Christmas.
I would like
that was pop. I think that one became popular last year, right? For me, my favorites are Home Alone and Santa Claus movies.
The Night Before. Oh, yes, because everyone was comparing it. I think that's like 2 years old.
Oh, it's a theme. Got it. Okay, sorry. I was City Slickers go home. I got it. I was like, I'm positive the movie City Slickers is not a Christmas movie.
I would like to play a Christmas drinking game.
We do. It's called December.
No.
it's called Nighttime in Our House. But yes. I'm already so excited to like make eggnog tonight.
We definitely put on like eggnog weight during the month of December. We're getting our protein in a lot of different ways.
I mean, it's really, really good. A Very Country Christmas is on our list next. Yes. Also, what was the new one that came out with Game of Thrones last year? Game of Thrones.
The girl?
Emma.
Right. I don't know. A Christmas movie?
Yeah. It was like out in theaters because we were in Baltimore, and it was on. There was posters.
I was like, "Is it Me Before You?"
Like Last Christmas, Next Christmas.
Last Christmas. I don't think it got very good reviews.
I don't know. Has anybody seen it? Well, Mary Poppins, Sound of Music, and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang are on every Christmas, and not technically Christmas. Very true.
But it does remind you of. I get that. I totally get that. It does remind you of that Christmas time.
Well, there are things that take like the Harry Potter movies, right? They're, I feel like, a good like set of movies for us to watch between like Halloween and Thanksgiving, because they take place over the course of a year or 9 months of the year, so they always include Christmas time as part of it, but it's also a Halloween movie. So there are movies that touch on it, but yeah.
There's also something about like a British Christmas, or like a British like themed, like
English in general.
English, yes, like when it's cold in the snow and it's like very romantic.
Yeah.
Like I
would love to celebrate. I'm excited for us to celebrate Christmas at some point. Like
like either in London or in like a little cabin, like from the holiday, not a cabin, a little like country home.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait to travel. I can't wait to like go.
Y'all, it's all coming back.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got? We got a ton of comments coming through. I'm loving this. Last Christmas, it's not great. Good to know. 100% Harry Potter.
Yep.
Movies would always come out at Christmas time. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like The Hobbit in that sense, except The Hobbit never touches on Christmas, but we obviously would always go.
That's that like.
There is something about like The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies in general, specifically The Hobbit, just because they were definitely lighter and in general, I feel. But we always have Lord of the Rings stew.
We like try and make, at the beginning of The Hobbit, there's like he's getting all the food ready for,
and then all the dwarves come in and eat it.
And that scene where they do the food and then the plates. If you don't know what I'm talking about,
there is a really even if you don't like The Hobbit, I don't think you can negate that after that scene, they're sitting and having their pipes and they're singing the most beautiful, like low droning, relaxing, haunting, beautiful song that I absolutely love. And I used to have a pipe that I would smoke out of when we would watch these movies and just sit there because we love a theme.
Stew,
and have our Lord of the Rings stew and a big
like
block of bread that I just like take chunks out of.
Bread and cheese.
And that sounds really good. We should maybe
we should do that.
Maybe we should do that tonight.
Oh my gosh, we have a lot on our plate.
It's worth it. It's gonna have more. It's gonna be food. I have to go. Bye, Aishwarya.
Bye.
First Harry Potter, we always watch at Christmas, and then it kicks off a whole marathon. I mean, that we did that this year.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'd say Last Christmas, give it a go. Didn't think it was the best. Took a while to get going. I'm fine. We got a bunch of good ones.
Yeah.
Tiziana, I don't like Christmas, and I don't like Christmas films. Fair enough.
Oh.
To each their own.
To each their own.
I
think for the most part, we're quite Christmassy here.
Yeah. We especially, if nobody else was, we would be probably Christmassy enough for everybody because we have just a lot of love for it. Who saw Jingle Jangle on Netflix, or did we talk about the new one already? No, that is on our list. Although one thing that I love about it, and the reason that we've been saving it, is it's a musical, but also it is. Did you know that it was begun, like the writer started writing it in the late 90s, I think?
Oh yeah, this is a good storytelling.
And it took 21 years for that movie to come to fruition. He released a really
sweet statement about like.
Yeah, he was talking about one of the things was over the course of that time, his son was born, and so he started talking to his son about Christmas and these ideas and these things, and that the way that his son saw it inspired so much of how he ended up writing it. And I'm so excited. So I'm
excited to watch it.
We've been kind of so busy lately that we haven't had time to do new movies, because when we do new movies,
we really have
especially ones that are like that, like are going to be really big and emotionally involved. Like we can't just like do it quickly. For us to watch a new movie, we have to sit down. We used to do it on tour. We were just talking about this the other day on some Mondays, which are our off days. It's usually like when Broadway's dark. We would always take time and sit down and start at like noon or like 2:00, get a giant bowl of popcorn and pick a movie and just watch. And that was how I introduced you to a lot of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I really loved that time.
Yeah. So we'll have to do that at some point. We'll just have to block out the time and be like, fuck it, we're not going to edit anymore today. We're not going to do anything more for the project. Like, bada bing, bada boom. I love The Hobbit too.
New Year's Eve. I know it's not Christmas, but yeah, of course. Wait, what is New Year's Eve though, Claire?
Oh,
look that up.
Is that?
Do you know that?
Daddy's Home too. Absolutely.
Oh, Daddy's Home too.
Absolutely.
So good.
For some reason, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yes, Kelly, was one for us. We get the new DVDs for Christmas and eat our weight in chocolate.
That's fun.
We should get like a little like pirate chest full of chocolate coins.
Oh, that would be fun.
Chocolate treasure.
That's cute. Oh, you're like
it's an idea. If you want, you gave us coffee and tea. That one is yours. Watched it every year when I was a kid. Which one, Mom? Which one did we watch? Pirates of the Caribbean, and we definitely watched that. But is that what we're talking about? What else we have? Daddy's Home 2. We loved it. Jingle Jangle, and started writing it. And he started writing it forever ago.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm excited.
Yes, I was reading about it. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. It's got John Bon Jovi. Come on now.
Woo woo.
I mean, I'm into it. All right.
It's been awesome. We've been talking about movies BS for an hour and 10 minutes.
And I could talk about them for a much longer time.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes.
With Natalie. I mean,
Natalie
my God.
Come on. I feel
guys,
like this is a good stopping place.
Yeah. Okay. Watch all the Christmas movies. Let's share what we loved.
Comment below. Like, come back to this episode because I always see the comments for whatever the last one is. I try to check through them. We try to check through them. But come back here. Let us know your list. What we should be watching just in case we miss it in here. We're so excited. Love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with us today. And have a beautiful, beautiful holiday. And we have a pretty cool episode coming out on Thursday.
Oh, yes.
I believe this is the good gifts episode.
Yes, it's about good
5
gifting.
good gifts to give, I think.
Is that what it is?
I think it's that one. Either way, it's about gifts.
Remember. It's a great one.
It's about gifting and doing it well. And pow.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah, love you guys so much.
We'll see you on when we see you. Tuesday.
Friday for the
Friday.
refinery.
Tuesday.
Bye. Yeah.
Enjoy your week.
Bye, everybody. Still bye.